I love a good rooftop bar. Love it.
You know what? Normally, I like to try to make fun of you on these,
hmm
but I'm with you. I don't think there is a better setting for a bar.
I've been to one in Iowa that was not very bougie.
I'm also going to go out on a ledge here and say that there's nothing bougie in Iowa. So, like, shout out to Iowa, but I don't
There
imagine
was
there being
one.
anything bougie in Iowa.
Just have all giants. What kind of small guys are
Like, he's got to get him. He's got to get him.
We got to pack it up.
Because if we don't get it, somebody else is going to get it.
And drink straight out the bottle.
Cheers.
Let me talk at you.
What?
Exactly. Let me talk to you.
Yeah.
I threw you off, huh? Welcome to the Who Up Knows podcast, where we're supposed to start every episode with "Let me talk to you," but Patty decides to switch it up from time to time. So Dave is cracking up right now. Episode, who knows? I have no idea. We weren't here last week. We took some time off for Thanksgiving, but we're coming back, and we're coming back stronger than ever. As always, we don't have a lot of topics. We write stuff down throughout the week, and then we just talk about whatever the heck we want to, whether it's sports, whether it's aliens. I said that on a podcast the other day, describing ourselves. We don't talk aliens that much. Whether it's just fun life stuff, whatever pop culture things pop up, man, we're gonna dive into it. We're gonna give our takes, and you're just gonna take them and like them, and that's that. Yep. Official podcast of Coffee Free Agents everywhere. Welcome to the show, Dave. What's going on, man?
What's up, man? Hey, do y'all do the elf? I think we might have talked about this before. Do y'all do the elf for Christmas? Elf on the Shelf?
No, and let me tell you why. Well, first of all, my mother-in-law does at her house, and I don't like it, but it's fine. We love her, and we love that they can share in that together, and fine. But I feel bad because I did it with my son when he was younger, and let me tell you how old it gets, how quick. You do 3 or 4 things. It's all cute and it's all fun. And then, night 6 or 7, you're like, oh, I forgot to do the damn elf. And then from there, it just gets worse. And you just don't want to do it anymore. It's cool. Kids love it. But nah,
you make it to night 6 or 7 before feeling that way?
I was being generous.
I asked because, it's supposed to start tomorrow or whatever. So, if you're watching this, say a prayer for all parents everywhere that have to deal with that. But Courtney texted me and she said they got the little book or whatever that you're supposed to read to them the night before. And this is the first time I think Kaysen's like kind of old enough to really understand it, I guess, because he didn't really know what we were talking about when we told him the elf was coming back soon. But now I think he kind of gets it. So, but she's reading the thing to him. She texts me. She says, I read the book to Kaysen. He said he doesn't want the elf to come this year. And I'm like, why? We don't know why. But in my head, because, it says like he's watching you or whatever. And I'm like, maybe he knows he's been being bad. And he thinks the elf is going to see it and report back. But
that's probably what it is.
So Kaysen doesn't want the elf to come, but he's going to come anyway. Also, I've seen a lot of things lately with the elf, like people on Etsy selling little kits for things you can do with the elf, or people selling or posting elf lists. It's a real missed business opportunity, I think.
Oh yeah, people love it, man. I tell you what, the first elf I had with my son, we did the whole like the wire thing. Like we put the wire through the arms so you can hang on the stuff, and like, man, it's a game changer. Oh, yeah. But yeah, I'm not trying to remember to do that every night. I got enough going on. As you can see, I've got bags under my eyes. I'm exhausted. I'm not drinking alcohol right now. You would think I am by the way I look. This is sparkling water. I'm just beat.
Dude, that's the one thing about working so much. I'm on like a 30-day cleanse of like no alcohol. It's amazing.
There you go. That's awesome.
Although I will tell you, I can't wait to have one. I think I have a night off Saturday. I think Courtney and I are gonna have like a date night in the house. And I was like, we get some wine or something. I was like, I need something in my life.
Hell yeah, we have a wedding tomorrow night, so I know full on we will be drinking tomorrow night. So yeah, it's gonna be fun.
I haven't been to a wedding in a while. I don't have any friends. Oh, I do have. I'm in a wedding next year. Forgot about that.
So it's wedding season, man.
I don't have enough like friends that I'm that close with that are getting married. I was kind of like not the last one. But I don't know. There's no like none of them were really in like real relationships, so it's kind of taken a while. I know a lot of people, like most of my friends or people I work with, it seems to be like one after another. It's like weddings every other weekend, you with the birthday parties every weekend. Like I don't have that in my life. I'm kind of weddings I'd be okay with because weddings are fun. But the birthday parties every weekend, I couldn't do that. That's just too much. I'm cool with the amount we have now.
It gets old, man. It gets really old. Also, if I sound different, I changed mics on you halfway through. I realized I wasn't using my real mic. You were getting AirPods. So it gets old. I love my friends. Obviously, you guys included. I love being invited to things. And I'm also someone who has horrible FOMO. Like I'm just that guy. So like I just can't miss things. And then it makes it even worse. My wife hates it because we'll be at these parties and like I can't leave. I can't leave. I got to be like one of the last ones to leave. I feel like I'm missing something, I guess. I don't know what it is. I just want to be a part of everything. I want to be with everybody. I want to be social. And then I get home and I want everybody to leave me alone. Don't talk. It's a horrible blend.
At least like when we do birthday parties and stuff, I'm like, all right, I'm ready to leave usually when it's wrapping up. But like if it's just like parties with friends, like we were gonna go to a Christmas party or something with our friends. Like I'm the same way. Like I wouldn't want to leave, but I think it's just because like everybody's lives are so busy now, we don't get together as often. So I'm like, this is who knows when we're getting together again. Like we're gonna milk the shit out of this right now and just have a time. And I'm gonna stay the entire time.
It's the perfect time, man. Do you guys do any like friend parties for? Obviously, we had Friendsgiving that just passed. I used to do it with a bunch of buddies and friends of mine, and I didn't do it this year. And then I was my daughter was sick for one that we're supposed to go to for the Pels. And but do you guys do any stuff like that?
I've been wanting to ever since we got our house. I've been wanting to, but my work schedule is so weird. It's hard to like. I'm only off every other weekend, so it's trying to get everybody together. It's just hard. But I want to. I've been wanting to do something for a while. Just get everybody together. The last time I think we did any kind of Christmas party was when Aaron and his wife were getting married. I think this was like 4 or 5 years ago now, and they did like a Christmas party it was just like the bridal party basically. Did like the whole white elephant thing, and then we went out and whatever. But I think that's the last time I've really done a Christmas party. Work does one, but I haven't been to that either because it's been the last couple of years on the night I work. So like,
man, I've been spoiled. I was so looking forward to this year. I've always loved holiday time because my work would do like this big extravagant party. They used to fly us out to Atlanta and like we'd all go to this really fancy restaurant, like rent it out and do the whole thing and then go out afterwards. There was this really cool Christmas bar we went to and like it's just awesome. This year the company's kind of downsized. There's not as many people, and the person who used to set up all the parties actually doesn't work with us anymore. And so we're just not doing one. And I'm just so bummed because I was looking forward to that. And then my wife, she works at a salon that also used to do like really fun parties. The girl who owns the salon is great. Like she's a great planner and like super fun to be around. And I was excited thinking, oh yeah, we're gonna have a nice party this year because they used to do them. And now it's like just the people that work at the salon going to their house, which is fine. Like they'll spend time together, but like I'm kind of bummed. I want a party.
Yeah, Courtney's the daycare used to do it too a couple years ago, and then when everything happened with the owner's daughter last year, they didn't do anything, and then this year they're just doing. They're all the girls that work at the daycare are going to that paint and sit place that I told you about. They're doing that again. So, but yeah, I'm getting left out of that one too. I don't know. Maybe I could pull something last minute. Like I don't need a bunch of people there. You know what I mean? Like everybody just come over, bring some food, and we'll just hang out.
You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna talk about this more because we don't need to dive into this too much on the podcast. Be in the know. Christmas party going down soon.
I like it.
Check your local radio station. Oh man, what are we talking about tonight, man? There's been so much that's happened in the sports world. We could talk about it. We have State of the Pels now, so if you guys want Pels content, it'll probably spill over here. We could talk about it, but it's also going to be there. Man, what's going on in the world? How do we feel about Derek Carr? Are we just totally just like, nah?
Dude, I was trying to just be like, I don't know. I was trying to just judge him as like the quarterback, and be like, all right, his play sucks. It is what it is. But something about how he answered Nick's question yesterday just rubbed me the wrong way. I didn't like, and from that moment on, I was like, you know what? Yeah, from that moment on, I was like, screw this guy. Like Drew had some rough games, right? Now, granted, Drew had his whole career here where it was 98% amazing, right? But like, yeah, he earned that. Or Drew, if somebody says something like that to Drew, like you'd be like, all right, if you answer like that, we get it. Like you're great with the media 99% of the time. Your play is great 99% of the time. You've heard that. Even like Jameis, as much as people give him, he would never do that. Never. Jameis would never disrespect somebody asking him a question like that. He might have just gave you like the little run around on the answer or whatever, and not really said anything. But I don't know. I just the way he answered that. Now I think I've turned on him.
I think I have too, man. I think we all had the same ride. I said this earlier. Like, I feel like we all came in and we're like, yeah, Carr is an established, real starting quarterback. He's going to bring some stability. He's going to like. We thought all these really good things, and we looked at the good qualities, and a lot of those Raider fans and other fans were like, yeah, but the red zone and this, and they were pointing at all these things, and they always pointed at the red zone, and I was like, yeah, I don't know, like we'll figure it out. And now it's a problem here too. And you ask him a question about it, and he blows you off. I'm like, bro, like it might be a problem. All right. And the fact that you don't have an answer or you don't want to give me an answer tells me you have no idea how to fix it. You have no idea how to fix it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's like I'm saying, I can look past the play a little bit because like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know how to fix it at this point. I don't know that there's better options on the team. You know, like I don't think there's an answer to their issues this year. So I'm kind of just like, whatever. The play is what it is. But you could at least still act professional. Like you could still do that part. I don't. I'm starting to like pick up. You know, he's making excuses, blaming other people, saying things that like didn't happen. And I'm like, all right, now I don't know. Something just opened my eyes to it lately.
Yeah, and there's been people saying it all along, kind of pointing at it, and I guess I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, you know, when he yells at Olave, and then Dennis Allen comes out and basically says, yeah, Olave didn't continue as his route. Me as a former quarterback, I'm thinking, yeah, like I get it. Like I'm trying to connect with him like that, but now just seeing how it always feels like there's finger pointing, and then we're like coddling him, like we're not gonna place blame, but we place blame on Olave and other people throughout the season, but we can't place blame right now on the red zone on whose fault it is. We're just not gonna talk about that anymore. I'm talking about Dennis Allen now. Like I just don't get it. I don't get it. I saw somebody say somewhere like, and I connected with this, and this is what really bothers me the most about this season, because a week ago, or not a week ago, 6 weeks ago, I would have been like, no effing way. So I was like, just play Jameis, because at least you know he's going to give you 3 touchdowns with his 3 interceptions, and you'll have some fun along the way. Give me that. But
oh yeah,
I'm okay with it at this point.
I was somewhat joking, I guess, when I was saying it, but like if we're like I've been saying, if we're gonna suck, like let's be one of the fun sucky teams. Like even if it's a no touchdown, like 4 interception game from Jameis, I know at least some point down the road we're gonna get the 4 touchdown no interception game, and then we'll get the 2-2, and you know maybe a fumble here or there, but I don't know. But and the best thing about Jameis is not even on the field. You get the Jameis moments off the field where when he was him like rapping to Derek Carr pregame is not getting talked about enough. I never noticed it. I never noticed it, but you could see Ludacris sliding down the thing in the background, like rapping whatever he was rapping in the background. He's just coming down the zip line.
I personally love Jameis is just living his best life still. He's like, I don't care. I'm here. I'm getting paid. Like, not that he's getting paid a lot, but like, he's just living his life.
Off
Grateful
the field,
for everything.
Off the field, Jameis, he's got to be one of my favorite like Saints all time, almost. Let's just off the field stuff. Like, my view on him completely changed from Florida State and Tampa. Granted, I didn't know that. All I really knew about him was this, like the negative stuff that was put out there, because that's all you really get to see from the national side. But once you get like all the local stuff with him, and you're like, oh, this dude is awesome. Like everything about this dude, like he is 10 times the leader that Derek Carr is. Right? Like he seems like, I don't want to say Derek Carr is a bad person. He's not a bad person, right? But he's not a leader.
He's a bad person,
right? Like he's just I think that's just the best way to put it right now. He's not the leader I thought he was going to be.
He's not the leader for this team. I think that might be what it is too. Like he's come in, and for whatever reason he hasn't connected or meshed with this group. I mean, there were rumors, and now I'm gonna point at a lot of rumors now. There were rumors weeks ago that Ramczyk somebody checked Derek Carr over his signals, like in-game signals. Apparently Derek Carr was just calling the wrong signals. Like he didn't even know the proper signals for certain audibles and things like that. And that's what was causing a lot of the miscommunication early on. I don't remember if it was Ramczyk, but it doesn't matter. It was one of the linemen. So that's been out there. I don't know. You have what feels like Michael Thomas now, kind of like subtweeting or throwing shade. You have Alvin Kamara. His body language is just terrible when it comes to any question about Derek Carr. Like, you can tell that it's just like, get this guy out of my face. Like, yeah, he's here. We're professionals and we're gonna play with him, but like, it ain't working.
Like, it's already hard enough to be a team leader when you're not playing well and you're a big part of the problem. But when you're not even accepting like accountability for those problems, like at least with Jameis, when he goes out there and has a bad game, the first thing he says is it's on me, right? And takes the accountability for it. And I think that's why guys still gravitate. But
I mean,
because like,
so Carr did make a fair point, and he did rightfully so say, hey, put the blame on me. I forget which interview it was. It was recent. I think it was the same day that the Underhill stuff came out. But even more so, like in other situations, he made a great point. He's like, listen, even if I tell you how to fix the red zone stuff, and even we fix the red zone stuff, you guys are just going to come back next week and ask me, okay, how do you fix third down? What are you doing to do this? So I guess he's just like, at the same time, if I could play devil's advocate, he's probably frustrated just in general. He's not playing well. You know, here I am talking myself into it again. But it's just, all of it is a shit show, and I can't wait for it to be over. I'm going to be honest. I want it to end.
This is almost tougher than last year. I'm going to be honest. Like, at least last year, like, you could kind of point to just be like, all right, we just don't have a quarterback. Like, it kind of felt like that was the only issue. And then you get the quarterback this year, and we all talked ourselves into thinking it was going to work out. And now it's like, we're still not good. Like, this is just miserable. And I guess we're better than last year in a way, but it just feels, I don't know, man. It's like, it's not fun to watch. The defense isn't even doing like the defense thing really anymore, where they're just suffocating people. Every now and then they do, but like, you know, at least in the beginning of the year, we had that. Like, nothing about this team is fun to watch anymore. There's no creativity. Like, you got guys with personality, and they're not getting to like show it off because the team just sucks. The only one really doing anything is Groupie. I don't know.
I love he finally had his best game of the season, and he gets hurt. Probably because he had to kick some
Legs
damn
fucking
field goals.
exhausted.
He was killing it though, man.
Like, I love that nobody got mad about him missing one, because they're like, well, shit, you done kicked 10 of them. Like, you got to miss one. You kick it out of like a night.
Ain't bad. I'll take it.
Right.
I mean, shit, that was such a rough game. Yeah, I'm over it. I mean, we could sit here and beat a dead horse. I think what I am looking forward to, if I could maybe put a bow on this, is the sparring or situation that's going to come from this between guys like Nick Underhill and Derek Carr in these pressers, where it's going to be, there's going to be some like veiled shots coming with, hey, you know, we saw this stat where Chris Olave has been overthrown 16 times this year, the most of any receiver. How do we fix that? And Carr's just going to stare a hole through him and try to not rip his head off. I'm going to love it. It's going to be great.
There's been there's 2 games where we didn't score a touchdown this year. That happened twice in Drew's entire career here. So 2 times this year, but twice in what, 17 years, whatever it was. Crazy.
It hurts.
Once again,
and it hurt.
I'm sorry, Drew. Like,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Drew and Sean, man. I feel bad that I was preying on Sean's downfall, saying, oh, you see, he wasn't that good. It was all Drew. And now Sean's turning around the Broncos, and I'm just like, we're in hell, man. We're just the era has ended, and I don't know what to say anymore. Just
the end of the season can't come quick enough.
Yeah,
honestly.
You think? I mean, do you want to get rid of? Not that we have to go down this rabbit hole. Do you think they need to get rid of Dennis Allen?
Yeah, I mean, it just ain't working, man. Like, again, like, it's crazy because as a defensive coordinator, and honestly, like, as a leader, I think he's great. Like, guys seem to want to play for him, and you know, he's not like one of these weird coaches. Yeah, but like, he doesn't seem like a coach that's like, I don't know. At least the guys on defense gravitate to him, right? Like, you can tell, like, they love him. But
yeah,
I don't know. It just ain't working out, man. Like, I hope they move on. And honestly, like, I hope he's gonna get a defensive coordinator job somewhere.
Oh, for sure.
He's just too good not to. And I hope I hope he does well. Maybe. But I hope he does well. I really do. But it just ain't working, man. It's time to it almost feels like it's time for like the complete reset in general.
Yeah, it's tough because like that's a whole nother conversation. Like, there is no I hear this all the time, and I do want to put this out there. There is no complete reset. Like, you in the NFL, you can't like people say, oh, they kicked the can. Eventually, it's got to come to fruition. Blah blah blah. Whatever. They're gonna have to trade all their good guys and get young. Like, if you just totally tank in the NFL, this isn't Major League Baseball. This isn't the NBA. You can't all of a sudden rebuild your team with like one or two good players. Like, it's just not going to happen. You're going to live in hell for decades. It's going to be terrible.
You gotta do what they did in what was it, 2016 or whatever, when they didn't trade everybody, but they traded a couple guys, and you have
but then they had the best
draft class
ever. Like,
like, you don't need that draft class. You need like two. If you have like a draft class where you have 2 or 3 guys that are really good, like a couple years in a row, because what they got 6 players out of that draft that were all like solid players. So if you can just split that over 2 years, it's almost better, because then they don't all come up at a contract at the same year, So you just they gotta do something. Like, you got guys that are getting older. You're gonna, like, I don't know. I think it's gonna be better for like guys like Alvin, where it's probably gonna be best for both of them to kind of just like let Alvin go try to be on a competitor somewhere. You know, maybe get something for him. I don't know. Something's got to happen. Something's got to change, because what they doing ain't working.
Yeah. All right, we can move on, because I'll keep talking about this.
Yeah.
I was going to talk about Alvin's trade value and go down that rabbit hole, but love that guy. What a character. What you got? You got anything else you want to talk about?
Have you used an Oculus or any kind of VR thing?
Not really, like, sort of. So I bought my son an Oculus a couple of years ago when it was like first coming out, and he loved it. He played with it a lot. The only VR I've really done was we had a holiday party. That's a callback. We had a holiday, and that's also a callback to a callback. We had a holiday party at when I worked at the Baby Cakes a long time ago, and they had somebody come with like the VR setup, and we did like a home run derby thing, and it was kind of cool,
Nice.
but nothing more than that.
So I had an Oculus, and then I bought the new one not too long ago, and I started doing. They got it's not just regular games. They have like a ton of just like things, like social things where you can get on there and just kind of chat with people, or there's a bunch of workout stuff. Like, I'm gonna call them apps, because they're not really games, but I bought one, and it's like a body combat thing. So you get on there, the controllers with the gloves, basically, and they just like throw targets at you, and they're like to the beat, but you're punching, you're doing uppercuts and just doing like combos and stuff. And when I tell you, after 15 minutes of this, my body feels like I just went through like a hour-long cardio session. It's amazing. It's honestly the best cardio workout I've had in years. I don't know if it's because I don't do boxing workouts, and it's just different motions and different muscles, and but like my back for like 3 or 4 days after each one of these is sore. And then it's like, it's not like long cardio, it's like HIIT workouts almost. So cardio wise, it's kicking my ass.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, boxing in general, so Oculus or not, boxing in general is one of the best cardio workouts you can do. I mean, it's phenomenal. I feel weird though about the Oculus thing, because like for me, like I know you're wearing it, and if I'm sweating wearing like what I'm gonna call goggles, I know they're not goggles, but wearing this headset, right? It just feels weird.
Yeah, no, that's the downside to it, is like the one I have now is like it comes with like a foam seal, I guess, so that kind of like absorbs the sweat. But they sell ones that you can put on there that are like silicone, so you can just pop it off, clean it real easy. Okay. And I just haven't bought it for this one yet. But yeah, that's the weirdest thing about it. Once you can get past having that on your face, and like you kind of like you really do just get like immersed in it, and you don't even realize like you're wearing it for a while. Like I've been doing that in the mornings, like for sometimes only like 10 minutes if I don't have a lot of time. 10 minutes, and it's like 300-400 calories. I'm like, holy shit. And I'm just but it's amazing. Dude, I'm trying to get Courtney to do it one day. She's like, no, I'm not doing that, stupid. I was like, oh, it's a workout, and it's a blast. And also I just want to laugh at you do it.
Just seeing somebody do it, I know it probably looks ridiculous.
Yeah, it's got like, if somebody were to walk in on me doing it, I'd feel almost embarrassed by it. But also, like, I don't know. I feel like if anybody just tried it, they'd be like, damn, this is cool. I think that's just VR in general. I feel like that's the barrier it's got to break down. People kind of think it's goofy, but once they do it, like anybody I've ever had use my Oculus, they're like, whoa,
it's cool.
This is amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. I don't know. I don't have any other thoughts on like Oculus and stuff like that, but just working out in general, like it's been such a big focus of mine for a long time. Yesterday, I was actually trying to hit my my protein goals, and I tweeted it out yesterday, but I want to call attention to it here because I'm also going to shout out
Thought
the
you were
pod that we're
drinking
on.
milk.
Yeah, we're on talking that. Yeah, we recorded last night. It's going to come out Friday at 1:00. So probably same time around this. If you're watching this, go watch that. It's fun. Nick and Larry are great guys. But the whole podcast, I'm sitting there right with like a glass of this white liquid that looks like milk. And I'm really what it is I'm trying to hit my protein goals, and I don't realize until like halfway through that I'm like, it looks like I'm just casually drinking milk.
You know what? I saw it, and I was like, "That's weird," but I didn't think nothing of it. I was like, "All right, I guess he just wanted a glass of milk." 'Cause
I was thinking it.
I
I
only
was gonna call
noticed you do
attention
it
to
once.
it. Yeah. It was vanilla. It was a vanilla protein shake because I was so close to my protein goal, and I wanted to get across the line, but I didn't have anything here, so I stopped at the store on the way home, and all they had was like the hot, not muscle milk, but the
Like
other
the
one that they
core
sell.
power.
So I had to pour it over ice. So it looks like I'm sitting here drinking like iced milk.
Yeah, I was just
So-
like, okay, he just wanted a glass of milk at 9:30.
so you get old, you just drink milk.
I
before
wasn't
bed,
judging
you
you
know?
for it. Listen, man, I don't like white milk. Like the only time I use white milk is like in my cereal or in my coffee. But
Yeah.
like I love chocolate milk. So if I got chocolate milk at the house, I will gladly have a glass of chocolate milk at 9:00.
No, I'm not.
So
a milk
like
guy.
I don't judge you if you just drink milk.
If you ever see me actually drinking milk, check me into a hospital. Something's probably wrong. I haven't had actual milk in a decade. Like it just ain't for me. I used to love it.
Yeah,
I
I
can't
can't
touch it.
I can't drink milk by itself like that. It's not for me.
Mm-mm.
It's gross. I tried to do like the almond milk and things like that, and I can't do that either. I'll go through a phase every now and then where I use that for my coffee.
Yeah.
But but now I'm even now with my coffee, like I'm starting to just sugar and that's it. Like
Yeah.
no milk really.
Yeah, I don't do
Trying to
milk
get
in
away
my
from it.
coffee either. Although I'm going to sound like a hypocrite because I was like, oh yeah, I haven't had milk in 10 years. I do enjoy a good latte from time to time. Not a lot. I mean, I'm talking like once every 7 months or something like that, which I had one at Cured the other night. Shout out Cured on Columbia, my favorite coffee shop anytime, anywhere. Yeah. By the way, we got to get back there. Brew Bros soon. We've been slacking on that. We both have busy lives, but
I take the
yeah.
blame for all of that.
nah, I've been busy too, man. But yeah, so I'll do that from time to time, and I do. You know, we've also, if anybody's watched Brew Bros, you've seen this. I love me a good cold foam, which is also made out of milk.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. The only thing I'll never be able to get rid of with milk is cereal. Like I love a good bowl of cereal sometimes, man. Like just sitting around at night, like it's probably my favorite breakfast because it's easy. Like
mhm.
I like to cook a good breakfast, but there's a lot of times I'm like I don't feel like cooking nothing right now. I just make me a nice little bowl of cereal. But like a late night bowl of cereal just hits different.
Oh, so different. I don't do that often. I eat my cereal dry, as bad as that sounds. I just pour some honey bunches of oats in a cup and just throw it back. I'll sit here
Well,
and
they
just like
sell-
chomp on it.
Now they sell like a snack bag of just dry cereal. I
Mhm.
buy the Fruit Loop ones all the time.
There you go. That's where it's at. Follow your nose.
Follow your nose.
All right. We have a segment we do here on occasion.
What we do?
I forget what we called it. Is Patty bougie?
A snob.
Whatever. Yeah, is Patty a snob? I'm gonna call it basic white witch Patty, and here's why. I'm not even asking. I'm telling you, I'm a basic white bitch. And we already knew that from multiple episodes talking about coffee. I think I had led like the second episode with that, and just dove in, and from then on we were Brew Bros. But today's topic and what I want to get off my chest, I love a good rooftop bar. Love it.
You know what?
Overlooking the city, especially with the crisp air right now, man. You go to like the Pontchartrain Hot 10, man. Get you a nice cocktail, look out over the city. It's beautiful.
You know what? Normally, I like to try to make fun of you on these, but I'm with you.
Yeah.
I don't think there is a better setting for a bar.
I agree.
I really don't like. And I've been to a couple in different places. You know, New Orleans obviously has some good ones. Wherever we went after SmackDown was cool. I don't know the name of that.
It was the
I don't
Virgin.
remember.
I believe.
Maybe. Yeah.
They got a nice one.
That one was cool. And like thinking back, like my last 2 trips to Vegas, both my favorite nights we had there were both at like rooftop hookah bars, and it was cool. Like you just hanging out, and you're overlooking Fremont Street, which is I know you've never been. I don't know if you know what Fremont Street is. You ever seen
like the strip?
It's the like old Vegas where they got the thing where you're walking down the street. And it's got all the lights above your head. And all that. Yeah, that's Fremont. So you're like overlooking. You're still under that, but you're overlooking that street. So, but the other side has like a view of like old Vegas. So it's cool. That was my favorite spot there. And yeah, I'm with you on this. And I don't think that's bougie. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Maybe not.
Now, I guess there are some that are more bougie than others, but I don't think all rooftop bars are bougie.
That's fair. I've been to one in I can't even think of the damn. I've been to one in Iowa that was not very bougie. It was by a baseball stadium, very laid back, beer bar, but there was a rooftop. There's also like, it depends. Like I'm talking about the rooftops that are like overlooking the city, or like what you're talking about in Vegas, where like you're overlooking this like really cool like lights and stuff like that, right? Like there's other ones, like if you want to talk about rooftop bars that are really just like balconies, right? Or like outdoor patios on the second floor, like Chimes, right? And not here, Chimes in Baton Rouge, right? Like you can go upstairs and go outside, but it's like that ain't a rooftop bar to me.
Any bar on Bourbon where you can just go out on the second floor.
Yeah, that ain't a rooftop bar.
I'm also just like responding to what you just said. I'm also gonna go out on a ledge here and say that there's nothing bougie in Iowa. So like shout out to Iowa, but I don't imagine there being anything bougie in Iowa.
No, it was a college town for sure. I can't remember the town right now, but there was this one bar we went to, and it was basically like you were dropped into the 50s. It was so cool. And so the front bar was like that. I can't remember the name of the bar. It's two bars combined. The front bar was like that, where it's like basically like you're dropped into the 50s. It's like red leather, like boots, and like it's just very old, like shag carpet in the bar. It was the weirdest thing, but it felt cool. If you walk through there to the back, there was a beer bar, and there were like 300 beers on tap. And this was like a fishing theme bar. Man, it was so cool. I had a lot of fun in Iowa, believe it or not.
I like that. Well, you sold me with that. I'm down.
Yeah. There you go.
That is cool. All right.
Des Moines. Check it out.
Des Moines. Des Moines.
All
right. We got to talk about this about some WWE stuff.
Okay.
Because some major things happened last week and we didn't record it. These are the times where I wish we had a wrestling podcast, because
I'm here.
What a moment that was. What was that? Was it War Against Survivor Series?
Survivor Series, War Games.
Yeah, Survivor Series had CM Punk coming back. Were you watching? First off,
I was, and I feel bad admitting that to all my Pelicans fans out there. I did not watch the Pelicans game that night. I was watching Survivor Series, and I was actually only watching Survivor Series because I wanted to. Or did they play that night? No, they played the next night. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I also didn't watch the next night because I was watching CM Punk come back on Raw. Okay. Yeah, I was watching Survivor Series with the full expectation to just see Randy Orton, and like waiting to see like how that played out. I was like, oh, is he going to turn on somebody? Like he's always, he's must see TV, you know, as a kid growing up watching him, like I get excited about him. We've had this conversation before, like wrestling is a hobby now. Like as a kid, it was like, oh, this is so cool. And now it's like, it's something I throw on for entertainment just to have fun. But like, I love Randy Orton. So yeah, hell yeah. I'll watch Survivor Series. That's a long-winded answer to say yes.
Yeah. If like the way I watch now is if they hook me with a good story, like if they get me with a story, I'll watch it on TV. If not, I'll watch somebody's TikTok reactions, and that'll be kind of how I keep up with it. But when you tell me Randy Orton's coming back, I'm in. Oh, yeah. I'm all in on Randy Orton. And then like I know there was rumors of Punk coming back and stuff, but it kind of seemed like the consensus was that it wasn't happening.
Yeah.
So I'm just like sitting there watching, and then just dude, when it hit. And I told you, I watched reaction videos on TikTok for like 2 hours. It was amazing. It's so cool to just see, like, because it's all people like our age that kind of grew up in the same era. And it was so cool to see people be like just blown away, because you don't really get that shock in the WWE anymore because of rumors and things like that. So it's so cool when they're able to pull it off.
Yeah, it was insane the way they went about it in general. Because I was also, you heard the whispers months ago, like a month or two ago, they were talking about it, and it was always like I follow like as lame as this sounds, I follow random like reporters that report on WWE or like even AEW, and I always
like
go to
Fightful and things like that.
yeah, I was gonna say I'll even shout out. I go to cage side seats like randomly and like read the rumors because I'm like, oh yeah, what's going on? Do I want to watch? Like that's normally what will tell me if I'm going to be invested and actually go watch any of these shows. And even there, they were like, yeah, there is nothing to this. Like, there's one person saying maybe, but like most people think there's not a shot in hell that this is going to happen. Like, it's all just fluff. WWE has been adamant that this won't happen. And like, it just made sense that it wouldn't happen because they had a horrible relationship. So, like, watching and then seeing that, like, here, the music hit, and I was like, it wasn't even like when I was a kid, I would have been like, oh, but like watching, I was like, is that
I was waiting
serious?
for it to be somebody else. I swear. Somebody in like a reaction video was like, what if it, because the night before on SmackDown, they had Austin Theory come out as Kevin Owens. And I was like, what if they have like Grayson Waller come out as CM Punk and just get ultimate heat? Like, and I was waiting for it. I did not believe it. Oh, yeah. Honestly, it might have been just as good. But like, I didn't believe it until he stepped out. I was like, he's not coming. I was like, they're just doing it to troll people and piss people off. And then he came out. I was like, whoa. Like they and the way it came together, they said like it didn't come together until like a week or so before. And then Triple H didn't tell anybody about it. Like he told production to run like the end credit, not the little logo they put up and all of this, and then he took over on his own and did it.
Yeah.
So like nobody knew, which is unreal.
Initially I heard it was just him and Nick Khan that knew, and that he signed like that day or something like that. Yeah. And then later they came out and they said that the guys in the match actually knew. So like that's Seth Rollins' response and like all that stuff, like supposedly like they knew. So like that wasn't, I mean, he might have still been pissed, but like that wasn't what fans were thinking it was.
He said that the higher ups like in TKO didn't even know that he was coming back. So that's crazy, man. Sticking with wrestling a little bit, we talked about this on Twitter for a second. I came up with a little list for you.
Okay.
And this was without a ton of research. This kind of just like off the top of my head, what kind of came to mind. And then I looked up like what pay-per-views it was from and stuff. But this is my top 5 favorite one-off entrances. So by that I mean like not like the Stone Cold Glass Shatter that happened every time he came out.
Right.
Just like a special entrance for maybe for pay-per-view or something like that didn't happen that way again. So this was the list I came up with, and I don't really have, this isn't in order. This is just as I thought of them. So the first one I got was HBK's Zipline at I don't know what WrestleMania it is, but it's a WrestleMania one. But that was like HBK's moment, right? Where he kind of, I don't know, as I went through these, HBK and Triple H have a ton. Just like on their own, and DX. They just you know HBK is just this big flamboyant guy that's gonna go all out with whatever. But yeah, HBK Zipline, DX SummerSlam 2009 was one where they had the army guys like pull up in the Jeep and they got out and were shooting the guns and then they came out on the tank. Iconic DX moment.
Yeah.
Undertaker WrestleMania 29. It's when he's coming out and he's always got the smoke, but this one was where they had like the people below him like reaching up for him, like the souls trying to grab him through the smoke.
Yeah.
So I like that one a lot. Chris Jericho's debut is one that I remember just forever, which it's weird because that was his entrance for they for weeks they did the countdown. I remember.
Yeah, of that debut was insane.
Yeah,
insane. Best debut ever. I know some people say, "Oh, John Cena with the ruthless aggression." I don't care. Jared missed me with that. Chris Jericho's like first introduction, the way, whatever.
Like as till this day, I remember as a kid them counting down. Like they didn't they like throw up the countdown randomly now and then
every week, and the JR and King would be like, "What is that? What is this countdown to?"
And for me, like somebody who I never watched WCW as a kid, really, because it was kind of like towards the end of WCW when I was growing up. So like I didn't know Chris Jericho from WCW. To me, I'm like, who the hell is this guy?
Yeah.
But yeah,
I knew who he was, and it was shocking to me because in WCW he wasn't that guy, right? Like in WCW, he was like a mid-card guy. Like he would get some TV time. He was entertaining, but he was kind of like goofy, like just whatever. And then that very first like debut introduction, that first like time he comes out, steps out in the middle of the Rocks promo and goes toe to toe with him. I was like
he was a megastar in the WWE.
I was like, damn, yeah, it was insane. Just day one, they were like, yeah, this is our guy. And I was like, oh, okay, this is nuts. This dude's awesome. And I actually loved him ever since. But
you said Cena. Probably... I don't have any Cena. We've talked about this before. He just doesn't do it for me. Like nothing.
Yeah.
He really does it for me. The last one I have, and this is what brought up this conversation, was Bad Bunny's entrance at Backlash this year in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
That video, I will, anytime it pops up on my feed, I'm watching it. The entire thing multiple times. That, just the way, and what does it is the fans, obviously. The fact that he can come out to his songs, and the fans just go like it's a Bad Bunny concert. And you're just like, this dude is like the biggest star on earth. And it was, dude, it's so cool. Like it gives you, it's one of those goosebumps ones.
Yeah. Sorry, I'll let you finish. I'm just excited.
No, it's there's always something when it's like the guys in their hometown. There's a couple of them like that. Like Sami Zayn when they went back to wherever he's from this year, when he got to face Roman.
Yeah.
That's always cool. That's part of what made CM Punk's return so awesome, was that it was in Chicago. Like every crowd would have went crazy, but that crowd, like the video of the dude in the front row, just like Chicago. I don't know what that dude paid for those tickets, but it wasn't enough.
No. Well, I kind of look at it like he's already done that in Chicago. Like he did it in AEW, and like I don't know. Anyways, it doesn't matter. I agree. I agree with almost everything you said there. Like full on. There's only like one or two maybe that pop out that you didn't say, and it's probably because I'm old and like there's other promotions that I watched. I think like you were spot on though with like what goes into it, like what makes it a good entrance. And for me, it's gonna be the crowd's response, like how into it is the crowd, and the music, and then the actual like entrance itself, right? Like Bad Bunny's is definitely arguably on this list because first of all, it's in Puerto Rico, like hometown, crowd was going crazy for him. It's his songs, which his songs are bops. Like, come on,
right?
Like that song, I would sing along to that either way.
But in America, I don't know that he gets that. Like the people in his country, like they speak that. Like that's like Drake coming out here. We all know Drake. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we'd all be going along with it. But
there's something to hearing the whole crowd sing the song, like Chris Jericho in AEW when he was first doing the whole like Judas thing, like that was massive. It's always like really exciting to see that. What are some other ones? I think one that slept on, probably not one of the best ever, but that was a really cool entrance. Pat McAfee, his first like WrestleMania where he came out to the white stripes, like crowd singing along. He's a hype man. He's getting it. You know, it was a cool entrance.
Dude, WrestleMania's got so many. Shinsuke has an awesome WrestleMania one.
For sure. There's one though for me, and I actually mentioned this on like episode 3 or something like that of this podcast, season 1, episode 3. I mean, this is a way back. It was ECW One Night Stand, and it was the Sandman. I don't think anybody thought he was going to be there. A lot of people probably don't even know who the heck the Sandman is, but he used to come out to Metallica Enter Sandman, and all the lights in the arena go out. The crowd, ECW faithful, are like how AEW was, how they're just nuts. Like in the beginning, how AEW was. As soon as the lights go out, the crowd goes crazy. And Enter Sandman starts. And Enter Sandman's that song has got like a slow build, right? It's like very slow build. And I don't know if you know who the Sandman is, but he's very rough around the edges. So the lights finally come on after the song has played for a minute. And you just see the Sandman standing like in the upper deck. Like he's not even walking out or anything. He's literally in the upper deck in between the fans, leaning up against the railing, cigarette hanging out of his mouth. He's got his kendo stick like held up over his head, and he's got a beer in the other hand. And it's like right when the song plays for a minute, everybody's going nuts, like staring at him. And then he's got this thing where when the beat hits for Enter Sandman, he would snap the beer and then he would just chug the beer. Crowd's going crazy. This dude probably downs like 6 beers on his way down through the crowd to the ring, slamming them on his head, like just nuts. But like the vibes were through the roof. Like this dude had the crowd in the palm of his hands, and it was insane. To this day, it's my favorite entrance.
Yeah, and it's like I intentionally left like returns off of this list because that's like a whole thing on its own. Like when somebody just like if you were including that, like CM Punk the other night is one of the greatest things I've ever seen. Like if you're just going by like biggest pops, dude, that's got to be top 5 easy biggest pops I've ever heard. And honestly, Randy got one of the biggest I've ever heard 10 minutes before.
Yeah,
I kind of felt bad for Randy. I'm not gonna lie.
I felt like he was overshadowed a little bit, and I wonder if he feels some type of way.
Like, yeah, it's cool. And I'll be honest. To me, I was like the CM Punk coming back is awesome, but Randy was so much more important for me. Like I was so much more excited to see Randy. For CM Punk, I'm like, damn, I did not think this would ever happen again.
Yeah, it was just unexpected. Like I don't really care, right? I don't care that he's gonna wrestle. I've seen him wrestle recently. He ain't that great anymore. No offense, guys.
I'm just here for
good
promos.
On the mic. Yeah, like that'll be fun.
But no, anytime like Randy Orton he might be one of my favorite. Not my favorite because Jeff Hardy's like always my favorite, but like Randy's up there for me, man. That dude is like if you were gonna build a wrestler in a lab, like it's Randy Orton. He's amazing.
There's some people talking about what he looks like right now, but we'll let that be.
Dude is jacked, bro.
He is.
That happens every time. It's the one. So like the biggest return I remember from my childhood was Triple H when he came back from his, I think it was like a knee injury, and like to this day I remember how huge he was.
Oh,
and like Triple H was never small, right?
Yeah.
But he came back. I was like, even as a kid, I remember being like, "Oh, that guy's huge."
But he came back with the leather jacket and like the jeans or whatever. I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he came back with the jean jacket and everything, and I'm like, he just
massive.
That's ginormous.
Yeah,
but like it happens every time. No, yeah, I love it, man. Nothing gets me anymore. Like that's kind of what I like. Like I live for wrestling these days. Like give me the big moment like that, like the cool storylines. Like I like a good like crazy spot in the match too. But all
right. So I got a question for you. This segment is called Smash or Pass, presented by Coops Burgers. Coops.burgers on Instagram. Smash or Pass. CM Punk being in the world title picture instead of Randy Orton.
When you say world title, you talking? You know what? It doesn't really matter. Pass.
Do you choose Orton over CM Punk?
Yeah, I choose Orton over CM Punk because I'm thinking like long term here. Like even if CM Punk works out, like really how much longer? Like I want good matches, and I think you can get. I want good storylines. I think you can get good storylines with CM Punk without him needing a title. Like if somebody else would have taken Seth's title, you could still get a really good storyline between those two.
Yeah.
But if they were gonna, it can't be Roman. It cannot be Roman. That doesn't make any sense to me, unless somebody mentioned like they should do a thing where somebody beats Roman at WrestleMania and then him and CM Punk have a match for Paul Heyman. And I was like, yes, I want to see that. Or like there's rumors that Roman's gonna take some time off, like once he eventually loses. So like you get CM Punk back with Paul Heyman. So. That'd be cool. But yeah, I'm going. Give me Randy Orton. Like that dude's still like he looks like he hasn't missed a beat, and he's probably one of the best like in ring worker they have. And he's good on the mic. Like just give me Randy Orton.
Love it. I agree. I actually brought that up because, and this is going to be a plug. Coops Burgers will be there's a Christmas Village event in Terabella on Monday. Okay. So guess where I'll be
on Monday. Am I off
so
Monday?
if you finally want to try you some Coops Burgers, I don't know if you're working.
Is it at night though?
It is at night.
God damn, they always. I need them to operate during the day.
Sorry,
I am working Monday night. Sadly,
unfortunate. Get somebody to cover your shift just so you can eat a burger.
Hey, listen, yeah, man.
That's it.
I don't got nothing else. That's really all I got. I think I told you like Tulane and stuff. We can save that for another time.
Yeah. Listen, you guys want to hear Tulane talk? Talking that is going to come out Friday at 1:00. We covered Tulane with Nick and Larry, who both used to play at Tulane. So go listen to that. I promise there's some stuff in there. And we lead with it. So you can start with it and then pop out. Please don't do that. But you could.
Yeah. That's the thing, man. We got enough pods now where like if you want something, we got it. May not be from us, but somewhere on our YouTube, there's somebody covering it.
Start
So-
walking around with an overcoat, and it's gonna just have podcast logos in it. And I'm gonna open it up and be like, "What you need? What you need?
I like
you need
it.
baseball? You need wrestling? We don't have wrestling. Sorry.
Well, we hardly have baseball. It's a dead time, man. I'm just waiting for somebody big to sign so we can have something to talk about.
It is what it is, man. It's been real. This was fun tonight, especially, it's always one of those situations where like you like don't want to do something, but then you just dive in head first and it comes out fun as always. So I'm glad I made some time to pop on here and make sure we got this out for you guys tonight. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. Go to theknow.com, follow everything on YouTube, be in the know on YouTube. Just go subscribe to that and you'll be able to see absolutely everything that we put out, whether it's us, whether it's the know, whether it's State of the Pels, Pels Press. I mean, all kinds of stuff on there. I'm probably missing some, Off the Dome, all those formally informal, all these guys.
Yep. And I think we will be back in person next week. Finally. So thank God.
Little birdie told me the studio might be ready by Christmas. We'll see.
Oh, listen.
I mean, we'll see. It might not be ready, but like it'll be getting there.
All right. Yeah, it's getting cold out there, so it'd be nice.
We'll just there's walls. We could sit inside and record. It's just not painted.
All right. That's it. That's all we got. Follow us everywhere, all that good stuff. Subscribe, blah blah blah.
At who effing knows.
Yeah.
Right there.